Hey everybody, this is your Strength for Push-Ups workout. In terms of equipment today, you're gonna need a medium and a heavier set of weights, as well as a bench if you have one, and ideally that bench does go on an incline, but if you don't have one like that, do not stress about it. We do have a warm-up, so we're gonna make our way down to the mat to get that guy started. So let's bring it down. We're gonna start with the left leg front, right leg back, toes are tucked under, and we're gonna go for a half kneeling shoulder car. So that right arm, we're gonna flip the palm to the front. Let's come in front of the body, bicep by the ear, we'll flip the palm to the side. Reach it back as far as you can. Then we're gonna internally rotate at the bottom. Let's go back the way we came, flip when you need to, all the way up and down. We got two more here. Really making sure that we're maintaining that neutral spine. So we don't wanna move around the arm. Let the arm move around you, okay? We go back the way we came, flip the palm when you need to. And since we're working on some push-ups today, I want you to really take your time in that shoulder extension. That's gonna be back here. So really milk it, see how much space you can get. Good, and then back the way you came. Resist that twist. Very nice. Before we go to the other side, both hands up by the ears. Watch me once. We're gonna rotate over to the right. You're gonna take a nice little lateral bend. We come back up. Untwist. As we do that bend, make sure you don't sit back. So I don't care how much range of motion you have. Again, we just want to isolate the trunk. So hands up by the ears. We're going to open up to the front. We take that nice lateral bend. We come up and front, making sure we're pinching the thighs. So try not to let your legs or your knees bow out to the sides. Good. We're going to do two more on this side, and then we'll go for our shoulder car on the other. Woo, lots of core right here. Last one. Very nice. Let's go to the opposite side. So right leg front, left leg back, tuck the toes, tuck the hips. We got that shoulder car, palm to the front. We reach in front, bicep by the ear, flip the palm to the side, reach it back, taking your time in that extension position or that reach behind you. Big reason for that, if we think about push-ups, as we come down toward the ground, your arms, your shoulders have to go into extension, right? So we just wanna make sure that we're really primed and ready to hit that position. If you want a reason outside of accessing that position, besides just having some fantastic push-ups, if you're ever in the car and you have to reach your purse back behind you, or if you have a toddler in your car seat and you have to grab something dangerous out of their hand. All right, so all good functional reasons right here. Good, after this last one, we're gonna take our hands up behind the head, make sure those elbows are pressed out, we rotate. Good, we're gonna tap it down, up, and untwist. Four more. Really try to hit each position, so get that full rotation. Once you can't go anymore, we take that nice little bend. Don't let yourself sit back. Last two. Good, give me one more. Very nice. Grab one of your medium weights, kettlebell or dumbbell. We're gonna set up for an arm bar. So let's all start this on the right side. We're gonna get into this together. So lay on your right side. We're gonna take the weight into the right hand. As we roll to the back, punch the ceiling. Good, from here, your right side is up, left leg and left arm extend long. So we always wanna remember with arm bar, one side up, one side down. I'm gonna push off my right foot, bringing my ear onto my bicep. From here, you're just gonna take that right leg, let it fall over top, nice big T-spine twist. If you can, let's tuck your left toes under to really facilitate that T-spine twist, as well as a little more stability. Good, let's grip our kettlebell or dumbbell, whatever you're using. And if you need eyes on it for stability, just give a little peek up. But I want you to try and relax your head as much as you can. We're gonna take a few more cycles of breath here. You might be a little wobbly, especially if you're left-handed, sorry. And really grip that bell. Good. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, we're gonna push off the left toes, spiral to the back. We bring it into the chest, and we're just gonna roll to the left side, and we'll set it up together. So, to the left side, weights in the left hand. We punch the ceiling. Good, right leg extends, right arm extends. Again, I'm pushing off this foot. Bring your right ear to your bicep, and then you're just gonna twist that leg over top. Once you're in that nice T-spine twist, let's tuck the right toes under so you can get a little bit more stability. Good, we'll take a few cycles of breath here. Make sure that that wrist isn't falling backwards. So you wanna almost think of curling forward, getting a nice active position through the wrist, radiating tension all the way down the arm. This is a great stability exercise for your shoulders as well as your wrists. But again, tying it back in, 2 big things we need for push-ups. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, push off those right toes, flip to the back, pull the weight into the chest. We'll roll it to the side. Great job. Last thing before we stand up, we're gonna go for 10 scat push-ups. If this is a little hard from the floor, I want you to use your bench or chair, okay? So watch me once. We're gonna take hands under the armpits, legs are together. All we're doing is sinking into the shoulder sockets and then pressing the floor away. So my elbows are staying straight and we're just trying to get the scapula to move around the ribs in the back, okay? Let's go. We got 10. Again, if you need help, you're up on your incline. Let's go for it. So legs together. We inhale, exhale, push. Once you hit your 10, we're gonna stand it on up. We have one final exercise here. So in the bulk of our strength work, we're gonna see what's called a rear foot elevated deadlift. So I just wanna take a hold in that position. Number 1, to make sure we're comfy in it. Number 2, to really open up the back of the hip, okay? So we're gonna start with the right leg front, left leg is back. My knees are gonna be about next to each other here. I might bench out a little bit more. So in this position, we're going to send the butt back like I'm going to the bottom of a deadlift because this is a deadlift. I have a soft bend in the knees. We just wanna make sure it doesn't become a split squat, okay? So imagine you have a tail, pulling back, you're gonna feel that right glute. We're gonna hold this for 20 seconds on each side. So let's start with the right leg front, left leg back. All right, big inhale. On your exhale, send it back and we hold 20 seconds here. A few things with our knee on that right leg. We wanna make sure we're not pushing it over the toe and that we're also not pulling it back too far. Knee right in line with that ankle. Good, make sure you're not sitting back on your heel, all right? Load that standing leg. We're up in 3, 2, 1, stand it up, switch your legs, take your time. And let's send the butt back, 20 more seconds here. In terms of stability, I'm thinking of digging into my left big toe. I'm pinching my inner thighs together for support and really sitting into that left glute. Good, almost there. We're out of this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Woo, all right. That is your warm up. If you need anything else, take a sec, do it now. Otherwise, we're gonna hop into the bulk of it. Chat about the structure of today's workout. So we have 3 different blocks. We're gonna start with some skill and power work. So this is where we're gonna really take the time to practice on our push-ups. Then we're gonna work into a little core stability. And then we're gonna finish it out with a tri-set of full body strength exercises, all things that are just gonna complement our push-up practice. So the first thing we're gonna do is literally practice our push-ups. We're gonna go for 3 sets of 10. You can do these in any type of push-up that you would like. So obviously, the end-all be-all goal would be 10 chest to floor push-ups. Now let's say you have 2 right there. I'm gonna have you do 2 on the ground and then you're gonna go to a modification. Whether that modification is your final 8 up on an incline. If you don't wanna do that, you can also do lower push-ups, chest, knees, okay? So whatever you can do to get to 10 reps. The goal here is volume. Once you hit your 10, you're gonna take either your kettlebell or dumbbell, and we're gonna go for some single arm swings. So we're gonna go for 5 on each side. Kettlebell, I'm gonna encourage you to transfer swing in the middle if you can. Really working on that single arm stability. We'll transfer and then we'll land, okay? If you're using a dumbbell, feet are a little more narrow, weight up on the shoulder. You're not gonna transfer because this is not built for that. You'll just re-land on the shoulder and then pass the weight. So we're pairing our skill work with our power work to really make sure that we're building that strength and stability, okay? So we're gonna do this 3 rounds, 1 minute between rounds. Let's get set up for our push-ups. We're gonna go for 10 reps. That is our goal. You can morph together any type of push-ups that you would like to get to 10. Let's go for it. So I'm gonna aim for 10 on the floor. Again, you can go 10 incline. You can go 5 on the floor, 5 incline. You could do lower push-ups, whatever gets you to 30 push-ups today. Once you hit your 10, we're gonna give it a breather for everyone to get on the same page. Up next, single arm swings. So I'm gonna be doing kettlebell this first round. If you wanna do dumbbell, you're also more than welcome to. 5 and 5. When you're ready, then we'll all meet for a minute break. Once you hit your 5 and 5 swings, 1 minute on the clock. Woo! And that chair comes in handy. We get to sit. All right, questions, comments, concerns, drop it in the chat, finish out your work. Let's chat for a second. Obviously, the goal here, like I said, is to get 30 push-ups. I don't care what they look like or what variation they are. I just care about the volume. Let's say that first round you were like, Justina, I can do 5. Great. 5's your number of the day, okay? So every round you're trying to hit 5. If you repeat this program over and over, your goal would just be to increase that volume, okay? I'm picking 10 because it's a nice round number. It gets us a solid amount of practice, but that might not be where you're at. I want you to meet yourself where you're at, which is exactly why we're also choosing different variations, okay? We're gonna have 15 seconds. So set up your space as you need it. Whew. And I'll show a few incline push-ups this time too, just in case we need to see form. So I might as well just do all there. Here we go. 10 when you're ready. So for your incline, all we're doing is shortening the lever. So it's gonna be a little less work on your core to keep yourself nice and stable at the bottom. Once you hit your 10, take a breather. I know I'm moving really quickly, so I'm just gonna let us all take our time, get on the same page. I'm gonna show dumbbell variation this time for our swings. Again, using that explosiveness from the hips, getting that shoulder nice and stable. When you're ready, 5 and 5, everybody.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and bless them.
Again, if you're using dumbbell, you do not transfer swing. You will lose that dumbbell, my friend. Take a second, reset.
And now I beg to see you dance just one more time.
Woo. All right, let's put a minute on the clock. Recovery pose of choice. And we got one more round. So the nice thing about this, we're putting our skill work right at the beginning. So if you are someone who has a great, a push-up goal and you just have trouble motivating yourself to do it, this is one of the best ways you can do it. 1, 2, 3 times during your week. Take however many reps you're working on. Give yourself, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna take 2 minutes off. Do it one more time. So you can really build volume that way really simply. A lot of times, my big goal right now is pull-ups. If I hit a commercial break, I get up and I do a pull-up or 2. So you can really start to build these things into your day if you have these skill-based goals without feeling like you have to do a full workout, right? So we're obviously doing a full workout right now, but you don't always have to structure it like this. We have just about 10 more seconds. Final round. Knowing that you're fatigued at this point, all right? We've already done 20 push-ups, so you might need to take a modification or slow down. Let's go for it. 10 more swings. All right, take your time. Again, I'm kind of powering through. That's more of a mental thing for me than anything else. If it takes too long, I'm not gonna get back into it. So we'll take about 10 more seconds. We'll all reconnect. 5 swings. We are done with this block. Let's go when you're ready. Finish these out strong. Okay, great job, everybody. So I'm just gonna start to rearrange my space a little bit. Take your time finishing out your swings. Let's talk about our next chunk. We're gonna work on some core stability. So if you've ever done push-ups with me before, you know I always say one of the hardest parts of a push-up is your core connection. When we see that low back, kind of dipping, that's when we tell that the core is not on, right? So what we're gonna do this next chunk is take 3 different holds of 3 different weights to really make sure that our trunk is nice and stable. So let's chat through it. First thing we're gonna do is a suitcase march. So we're gonna hold 1 heavy weight down by our side. We're gonna march 1 arm at a time. The next one is gonna be on the shoulder. The last one's gonna be up overhead. So working backwards, the one overhead should be what you would overhead press, okay? The one on your shoulder, ideally, would be a notch up from that. The one down by your side should be 1 to 2 notches above that, okay? Now you might not have unlimited equipment, so play with what makes the most sense to you. So what we're gonna do, left arm, right arm, 45 seconds each. Left arm, right arm, 45 seconds each. Left arm, right arm, 45 seconds each. 1 time through, done, okay? Just to kind of fire that core. So grab your heaviest weight and we're gonna hold that down on the left side. We're gonna do for all of this, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds to switch sides. We'll see if we need more time to switch our weights to get into those other variations. I'm not gonna make you run for it, okay? Here we go, left arm, we're just holding that weight and we're gonna march it in 3, 2, and 1. So I'm nice and stable. I'm gonna take 1 leg up and down, other leg up and down. As I do this, I'm making sure nothing else moves. So I'm maintaining that standing plank position, just like we see in a push-up. Good. You got about 30 seconds left. It's a long push, but again, we only do this once. My other arm is out for counterbalance. I like to hold it to the side, personal preference. But the other thing that's gonna do is just remind you to be maintaining tension. If your other arm's just kind of here, like T-Rex in it, automatically I just felt my hip lift because I lost some of that full body tension. We got 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it down. You got 15 seconds. We're gonna do the same thing on the right. So this is, again, another great drill to really get you to understand that full body tension, full body plank, which is exactly what we have to hit in that push-up, okay? Grab the weight in that right hand. Let's go for it. 45 more seconds of marching. I'm gonna get really good at marching in this workout, y'all. Good. Now, in terms of our march, a lot of times I see this happening. We're just kind of flying through it. I don't care about reps. If I wanted reps, we would work for reps. I care about quality of movement. So I like to connect this to my exhale and bring it down. It's like I'm squeezing all of the air out of my trunk. Woo. Stability-wise, let's dig into that big toe, pinch the inner thighs together. So this is also kind of prepping us for that rear foot elevated deadlift we saw in our warm-up that we're gonna move through soon. We got 3, 2, 1, bring it down. Switch your weight. You're gonna go for 1 step below that, 1 to 2. I'm gonna go for this guy. We're gonna rack it on that left side. Woo. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, same concept. It's racked on the shoulder, and I'm just marching those legs. If you're using a kettlebell, we wanna make sure elbow is locked in, this wrist is in a little bit on the midline, so we have a nice pouch here, okay? If you're using a kettlebell, same thing. A little bit easier on your wrist though, and we just wanna make sure the elbow's tucked in. We're not letting that wrist flex backwards. Again, everything's tying together. So in that arm bar, this is what we were prepping for, one of the many things, okay? We have just about 10 seconds. Use that breath. Good, it's 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll switch sides. These are the same weight, so I'm just gonna go back to a kettlebell. Whew. And you know, kettlebell, dumbbell, honestly guys, I know a lot of people get really specific with what they want you to use when. Let's bring this up to the right side. I really don't have a preference. I care more about what your preference is. Kettlebells are inherently harder to work with than dumbbells. Sometimes they fit certain exercises better, sometimes dumbbells fit a little bit better. But I really just care about what feels the best for you. Good. Make sure you're breathing. And that standing leg, I don't wanna bend in it. So the more that we start to bend, what happens to my hips? I start to tuck under. I don't want that. I want that nice, strong, neutral spine. So straightening that leg like you're trying to drive it down through the foundation of your floor, okay? We're almost out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Switch your weights. This should be your overhead pressing weight. I'm a freak and I'm gonna use the same thing. Completely up to you. We're gonna hold it up overhead, left arm. Here we go, 3, 2, and 1. So same thing. Now we're really working that shoulder stability. And turn to the side. We want bicep by the ear, ribs pulled down. So again, what did we talk about? The number one thing that I see with our core getting disconnected in push-ups is an arched low back. So this position right here, every time you lift your leg up, imagine you have a can of Coke between your ribs and your pelvis. You're trying to crush down on it. You got just about 15 seconds. Then we're gonna go to the other side and we'll finish out this core stability chunk. The nice thing about this too, as you repeat this workout, you can really play with the amount of weight you can use in each section. Finish out your last march, bring it to the shoulder, then we'll bring it down, rest. One more, right side, then we're done with this. Get yourself set up. Whew. And I tried to start us on our left. I know most of us are probably right-handed, so I tried to get our left side to kind of dictate what weights we're using. That's a really good tip in general. If you're working something for rep side to side, start with your weaker. It's gonna dictate what you could do with your, it's gonna dictate what you can do so you don't continue to feed that imbalance. Good, you have about 25 more seconds, keep going. Nice work, y'all. We're out of this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it to the shoulder, bring it down. Great work. All right, we're gonna move into our strength block. 3 more exercises, then we are out of here today. So if you have access to a bench, grab that now. If it has an incline, let's raise it up for an incline chest press, okay? I'm gonna put this like this. Great angles, filming. All right, so this is gonna be the incline that I'm working with, and that's what you're gonna need your medium weights for. We're also gonna start with our rear foot elevated deadlift. This should be 1 to 2 of your heavy weights. So, getting this guy set up, using your chair or your bench, we're gonna start with the right leg back, left leg in front. I'm gonna hold my weight on the right side, so the opposite side of the working leg, but if you wanna challenge yourself more and you're using one weight, hold it on the opposite or the same side. So we're gonna send the butt back, making sure weight staying over that front foot, and then we pop back up. We're gonna go for 10 reps on each side. Minimal to no rest. Then we're gonna come into 10 reps of our incline chest press. So we're gonna bring ourselves up, inhale down, exhale to press. If you're confused about what weight to pick, if you've never done this variation, you wanna go about a step lighter than what you would typically chest press. Again, if you do not have access to an incline bench, you're just gonna be doing a normal chest press, or you can also do it on the floor. Final exercise, we're actually going to use our bench or chair if you have one. Let me figure out my angles here. We're gonna get this by the end. We're gonna come into a Copenhagen dip. So I'm gonna bring my knee and my ankle on my bench or chair. I'm gonna dip down, pinch the bench. Dip down, pinch the bench. And I'm definitely gonna have to bring that down for this, but I don't wanna do it for the demo. If you're doing it on the floor, you're gonna do a side plank clam instead. Up, down, up, down. So we have lots of variations, okay? Our magic number today is 10. We're doing 10 reps of everything, and then we're gonna take a minute rest in between, okay? So let's get set up for our rear foot elevated deadlift, and then we'll go through a round, see how we feel, if we need to chat about form, any questions, and we'll kind of go from there. So this is 1 to 2 heavy weights. Again, I'm gonna hold it on the opposite side of my working leg, left leg front, right leg back. You wanna make it a little more challenging, hold your weight on the working side. If you wanna challenge more, grab 2 weights. Let's go. So we inhale down, exhale, push up. Good. Make sure the working leg is what is pushing you back up. So I like to think left glute push. Good, we're going to 10 if you're with me, 5 more. Woo. Once you're done, take a shake out, We're gonna go to the second side. So, right leg front, left leg back, 10 more. What should we be feeling? Front leg, glute, maybe some hamstring, maybe some inner thigh, all good stuff. Again, you're going to 10. Woo! Once you hit your 10, take a seat, grab your medium weights. For reference, I'm usually gonna chest press 25 or 30s, so I'm gonna go 20s here. Just a step lighter. Also remembering, we've already done a ton of push-ups, so we might need a little bit lighter than that, okay? Play around with it. Let's go. Again, no incline bench, totally fine. You're doing this flat on your floor or on the bench. 10 here. Once you hit 10, spiral the weights, bring it into the chest, roll it up. All right. If you've got your chair, you can definitely utilize that guy. I'm gonna flip my bench. That's gonna be part of the workout, I guess. And we're gonna go for 10 of those knee Copenhagen dips. So again, this is modified. Knee is on top and ankle. We're gonna lift and lower, pinching with the bottom leg. If you'd rather do this on the floor, it's a lift and lower, and the legs are gonna open as you lift, okay? 10 on each side. So, knee and ankle supported. We start down, lift, down, lift. My bench is pretty low to the ground, so I'm not gonna have the biggest range of motion. That's okay. I just care about the pinch at the top. 5 more, 5. Good, 4, 3, 2, last one. Very nice. We're gonna flip it over or go to your other side. I'm not gonna make you look at my butt. And we're gonna go for 10 more. So find that knee hook position. We got 10 more dips. Then we get a minute break. Let's go. Once you hit your 10, we're gonna put a minute on the clock. Great job, okay. In this minute, sip of water, reset your space if you're like me and had to shift everything around, and then we're gonna go again. Let's chat about a few options in terms of progressing this. So obviously, this is gonna be a great workout to repeat if you wanna get better at your push-ups and really work on complementing those muscles. Rear foot elevated deadlift. Best way to improve it or increase the intensity is to add more weight, right? Another thing we talked about, if you're holding one weight on the opposite side of the working leg, that's gonna be easier. So if you wanna progress it, but you don't have more weight, move it to the standing leg. For your incline chest pressing, same thing. You can add weight. You can always play with tempo, down a little bit slower, up, push. For your knee plank Copenhagens, I'll show you a way to progress that when we get up to that part of the program, okay? Got about 10 seconds. Let's go for round 2. So we got left leg front, right leg back. This is round 2 of 3. 10 is our magic number. Let's go for it. Once you hit your 10, give it a shake out. If you need a breather between sides, all good. I'm gonna let us all catch up, and then we're going right leg front. This is high rep, okay? 20 reps total, so catch your breath as needed. Right leg front, left leg back when you're ready. Give me 10 more. Make sure your foot's on your bench. Being humbled over here. Once you are done there, take a seat. We'll give it a sec for us all to catch up. We are going incline chest press or chest press of choice, depending on your equipment. So again, great way to progress this. Add more weight. If you don't have more weight, take your time on the way down, a little more power on the way up. Let's go, 10 reps when you're ready. Whew. All right, once you're done there, make sure you got your bench set up. If you would like to progress your knee hook Copenhagen dips, you can work from a straight leg. That is much more challenging. So your leg is gonna be out straight instead. Pick your poison, okay? It's the end of the workout. No need to kill yourself. Let's go, we got 10 here. Once you're done your last one, we're gonna flip it over. You get the butt shot now because I'm getting tired. 10 more when you're ready. Woo! All right, 1 minute on the clock, one more round, then we're done. So, reset your space as needed. Questions, comments, concerns, as always, drop it in the chat. And we're gonna finish the day out strong. So, biggest thing I want you to focus on here, no matter how many times you've repeated this workout, whether it's your first or your 10th, I want you to really dial in on form, okay? So let's think about what we should be feeling. Rear foot elevated deadlifts, front leg, okay? More of the glute and the hamstring. So really making sure here that we're not simply squatting down, that's a split squat, right? Or sitting back onto our back foot. So let's really make sure we're loading that standing leg, dig into your big toe, find your glute, pinch your inner thighs. All those things we talked about in the hold in the beginning, apply it now. You got less than 10, grab your weight of choice, load it up in your position of choice, left leg front, right leg back. We got 10. Let's finish these out, y'all. Woo! Take a shakeout as needed. We're gonna go the right leg. Woo! The other thing I like you to remember, it's not about reaching the weight to the floor. That might happen, but that's not what your aim is. Your aim is to sit your hips back. The weight is gonna move toward the floor because you're moving your hips, all right? 10 more, finish it out. Woo. All right, grab your mediums or whatever you're using for your chest press. We got 10 more. Again, you know how to progress it. You know how to challenge yourself. It's 10 more, then we're done with these today. Whew. We got this, let's do it. Whew. Once you're done there, take your time. We're gonna make sure our bench is set. Wow, my legs are already like noodles. Here we go. We're gonna finish out our Copenhagen dips, and then we're done for the day. Think of this as your finisher. Squeeze out every last little bit of work you can. 10 and 10. Let's go. Once you hit your 10, flip it over or flip it around. We got 10 more. Let's go, y'all. This is it. Ooh. Once you are done, we're actually just gonna lay down. If you have a bench or chair, we're gonna just elevate the legs on top, lay it on down. I will meet you there. Just hang out right here. I want you to bring your arms to a cactus. So palms are flipped to the ceiling, really breathing and opening up through that chest. Really nice work today. So again, hopefully this workout really helps you build toward not only just a stronger push-up practice, but also in general, all of the muscle groups and accessory movements that help support your push-ups. We kind of always think of push-ups as just like, oh, it's just upper body. But you really need to make sure that you have so much else going on underneath of it. Can you hit that nice plank position? Do you have the shoulder stability? Do you have the wrist mobility to get into that position? Can you extend your knees all the way without your quads buckling? So much else goes into it. So hopefully today's workout really helped you improve a lot of those basics and get the basics of your push-up a little bit stronger. Good, when you're ready, we're just gonna make our way into a seated position. Oh God, in the least attractive way possible. Find your sits bones. We're gonna take one final breath all together. Bring those arms up. Big exhale, pull it down into heart center. Take it with you for your night. Make some freaking noise.